The Madu Ganga is a minor watercourse which originates near Uragasmanhandiya in the Galle district of Sri Lanka, before widening into the Madu Ganga Lake at Balapitiya. The river then flows for a further 4.4 kilometers before draining into the Indian Ocean. Together with the smaller Randombe Lake, to which it is connected by two narrow channels, it forms the Madu Ganga wetland. Its estuary and the many mangrove islets on it constitute a complex coastal wetland ecosystem. It has high ecological, biological, and aesthetic significance, being home to approximately 303 species of plants belonging to 95 families and to 248 species of vertebrate animals. The inhabitants of its islets produce peeled cinnamon and cinnamon oil. The swampy marshlands that surround the Madu River are under protection of the government of Sri Lanka, as it is a fragile ecosystem that is home to many rare animal species. There are around 300 animal species in Madu River, 19 of which are endemic. The soil there is also really fertile. It's a real treasure trove for ecologists and biologists. The Madu River area surrounding the river are all swampy marshlands covered in mangrove forests. The forest covers over 61 hectares, that is over 150 acres. 14 of the 24 species of mangroves are found in this area. It is interesting to note that mangroves play a huge part in preventing erosion. The soil protected by the mangrove trees is very fertile. This has caused a rich growth of other wetland plants. Over 300 species, 19 of which are endemic, have been discovered so far. The plant life in turn have supported a large number of wildlife that depends on them. There are over 111 bird species identified to inhabit the region. There are 31 types of reptiles, namely snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. There are also over 50 kinds of butterflies and 25 kinds of mollusks found in the Madu River zone. The cycle of ecology continues with relatively undisturbed in this region. The region is protected as a Ramsar wetland site since 2003. I had stopped at the island during a river safari along the Madu Ganga, a 915-hectare wetland reserve in Sri Lanka's southwest region. Cinnamon Island is a small island on Galle Lake in Sri Lanka which is located in the extreme south and is famous for its rich heritage of cinnamon plantations. Few native habitats of the island manage these plantations. The island has now become a popular tourist destination and is flocked by tourists all over the year. You can experience the process of harvesting, peeling, oiling, and rolling of cinnamon on this island that is known to be run by a single family. The cinnamon peeler's life is a simple one. Vijayarasana Mama and his family are the only inhabitants of this small island in the Madu Ganga, Sri Lanka's second largest wetland reserve. They make their living from the plant that grows freely here. Their island, Kurandudoa, is named for it, Cinnamon Island. It is a traditionally lucrative profession, but Vijayarasana's home is modest. He shares a small bungalow with his children, grandchildren, and wife, who, when I visited, was hanging the laundry to dry on the branches of a cashew tree. It offers a change of scenery and a way to get familiar with this aromatic spice in its purest form. The island has cinnamon trees sprawling over acres of land, and the plantations date back to the 1900s. Breathtaking architecture and villas make the island a must-visit location for tourists. Sitting cross-legged on the ground, a small knife in one hand and a long green stick in the other, the cinnamon farmer shaves away the outer bark. Next, she rolls the stick between hands a few times before slicing down the stick and deftly unpeeling it. The wooden core of the cinnamon tree adorns the walls of gorgeous villas. They even have places where cinnamon is dried for weeks to make cinnamon powder. Enjoy the fragrance of the spice in the air along with a cup of the freshest cinnamon tea. The place also sells cinnamon sticks, cinnamon oil, cinnamon powder and other souvenirs. There is plenty to buy. I'm tempted. A tiny packet of cinnamon tea scents my bag like spilled perfume. Traveling back to the mainland, I peer into the riverside shacks. Washing hanging out on lines, children waving from the riverbank and even the occasional TV and fridge. Despite the calm, much of this part of the world was washed away 10 years ago by the tsunami and there's plenty still to rebuild. Cinnamon is just one part of the rehabilitation program.